All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have Michael Clark Duncan here from the Green Mile. No, I'm just playing. This is Chris.
Out of time now, boss.
This is Chris, and your company is Karma. What though?
Reclaimed Karma.
Reclaimed Karma.
Say it with your chest.
It's Reclaimed Karma, ladies and gentlemen. So tell me a little bit about it, man.
So we are a boutique luxury design and build firm.
Okay.
We specialize in luxury high-end kitchens and baths as our specialties, but we are moving into new construction this year. Yeah, so we normally do like high-end renovations, additions, but now we've been commissioned to do some pretty substantial new builds. And we're excited about it.
Where you guys based out of?
Atlanta.
Oh, so you out here.
In the A, baby.
All right. So then tell me about how you even got into this game. I know this is not a normal game to just like
how much time we got on this? How much time we got? So my wife and I moved into a home.
Okay.
And we were house broke. And so
what year?
This was 2013 when we moved into our house.
Okay.
We couldn't really furnish it. However, my wife has very exquisite high-end taste. And we were going to Restoration Hardware to find our furniture.
Right.
In this house that we had just moved into that we had barely got into.
Barely got into.
You know.
And this is before the housing market just got...
Oh, yeah. It was a sensible buy.
Right.
But it was just above where our budget was at the time. So I was in sales. She was in sales and marketing. Her business, she's always been an entrepreneur. Her business was starting to kind of take a decline.
Okay.
And so I handed her a bottle of wine one day and said, hey, don't worry about your business. Just go into the garage, gave her a paintbrush and said, go make us some furniture, baby. You know what I'm saying? Make us some furniture.
Like, hey, baby, I know you're struggling. Here's some wine. Go do some work.
Exactly. Go make us some furniture. So she was starting to take classes on how to paint furniture and whatnot. Okay. And she was really good at it, right? And so she started making furniture for the house, and it inspired me because we went to Restoration Hardware, and I saw a table, and I was like, I am not paying that much money for that table, bro. It's not happening. Not that I didn't want to, but I couldn't.
Right.
And plus, it was at that time when, like, pallet wood was really becoming popular. Mm-hmm. And
everybody and their mama was out there just stealing pallets.
Yeah, exactly.
They stealing them like...
That was us. Dumpster diving all day long, bro. That was us. Pallet thieves, And that was also at the time when furniture was like imperfectly perfect.
Oh, yes.
So it didn't have to have, all these fine finishes. The more rustic and imperfect it was, the better it actually looked.
Right.
And so I made a coffee table out of a pallet. Mm. She posted it, and somebody commented, "Oh, that's so beautiful. Is that for sale?" And she said no, and I said delete. Yes. Yes, it is. And she asked how much, and I said $350. And she was like, I'll be there tomorrow. And I said, oh, that pallet was free, bro. That was free, And then the hobby turned into an operation at that point, right? Because I'm coming from sales. I started doing math. Like, hey, look, if I said like 5 of these, and you said like 5 of those, oh, we can pay for our mortgage. We can get some travel money. Oh, boom, let's go to work. Yeah, so I put anime to work. And we turned the garage into the Reclaimed Karma headquarters. And over the course of about 2 years, we did almost $250,000, man, just pushing furniture. Oh, we was booming. I had to plug. Kroger's. The back of Kroger's, bro, Pallets for days. I had the best plug ever. You hear me? It was all my work was for free. Come back to the house, put a little Minwax stain on it.
Ain't no capital investment or nothing.
Nothing.
The gas money to get it?
Nothing. Zero.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and we did really well. And then that turned into people asking us to do little projects in their home. We didn't quite feel comfortable with doing that, so we started on our house.
Right.
And we hired a contractor, and I was supposed to be his labor, but Buddy was greener than me, and I didn't know it. So I ended up firing him and figured out how to do our complete home renovation. Right. Learn the plumbing, the electrical, learn to build our cabinets.
How many times you blow the house up?
None.
How many times you shut the power down?
A couple times. More than I can count on my hands.
Yeah.
Shocked myself a couple times too, but I'm still here.
You still got me feeling in your face?
Still here. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
My cousin
turn back the original color. And so that led us to, long story short, that led us to getting the show on HGTV and the DIY network, because one of our friends said, "Oh, this is hilarious because y'all don't know what y'all doing." So I'm gonna have a producer call y'all. Whatever they ask y'all, say yes. So my wife was saying to all the questions they were asking us, "No, that's not what we do." And I was like, that is exactly what we do, And so that turned into us filming a sizzle for a show. While we were filming the sizzle for the show, we happened to just pass by a general contractor that was doing a project, and he gave me his card. And when HGTV called us back and said, yeah, they want us to do the show, I called him up and said, hey, you want to get involved with this? Because I didn't know what I was doing for doing the renovations.
Right.
And he said, yeah, it sounds like fun. And he ended up becoming my mentor for me to get my general contractor's license. And our first client ever was on national television. And from there, it's insane, bro. From there, we just started getting calls all around Atlanta, South Carolina, California, where people wanted us to do renovations, because we crushed it. One thing about us, me and my wife, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to make it do what it do. And when we do it, it's going to look like we've always done it. You know what I'm saying? But we just stepped out on faith, bro.
Listen, we say that. I tell people all the time. I got people who say, Brandon, you're a natural. Where I said, man, I'm making this up as it is happening.
100%.
And I'm just good at making it look like I know what I'm talking about.
Mustard seed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just dropped it a little bit out there, and it grew into something like what it is today, man. It continues to grow for us. Bro.
That's insane. So how did you guys wind up here at Workbench?
So we've been coming to Workbench now for about 3 years.
Okay.
3 years. Our time on TV kind of gave us a little bit of, notoriety.
Right.
And so we just started, let me say this. When 2020 hit, our business, took a kind of stalemate for a minute.
Right.
And my wife, with her marketing mind, said, we really got to double down on this social media content, right?
Smart woman.
Yeah, 100%. And she reached out to a couple of our social media friends, and we did some collaborations with them, which landed us some brand partnerships, which kind of got us a little bit more notoriety online. And our first Workbench, we came on behalf of Home Depot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as ambassadors for Home Depot for their Pro program.
Okay.
And it's been history ever since, man.
That's insane. So, I know you probably know your wife's brain like the back of your hand. That's the answer of every husband out there.
I mean, let me shut up. I'm going to give myself a try.
I was going to say, the answer is yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. I know everything that she says is the correct answer.
Is the correct answer.
Right.
Doubling down on social media, doubling down on content creation and getting in that world. Because you guys played around on TV.
Yeah.
So then now you've stepped into the social media aspect of it. What has that transition been like? And her mind of going into the marketing, how has that transformed where you guys are today?
So originally, we didn't start out doing social media for brand partnerships. We started out just to try to keep business coming in. The brand partnerships came secondary, but then what we found out was that with our presence on social media was like the best marketing for us ever in our business, and allows us the ability to not really have to sell ourselves because people already see who we are just from our feed. So normally when people are reaching out to us, they're like, hey, can you take us on? I don't know if you could fit us in your schedule. Is our budget big enough? Because they already see the work that we produce. They see who we are. They know who we are. They trust us because they feel like they already know us from our social media feed.
So I'm gonna follow up on that because you hit it right there on the head. You've been doing it. You've built your social media up so they feel like they know you. What does that feel like as a brand, as a company, or not as a brand, but as a company, as contractors? Like, this is part of your business. This is how you have leads coming in. That relationship that they have with you, feeling like they know you. What does that look like as far as business growth?
It gives you a different posture when you are talking with the client. Right? You're not having to sell yourself. You're actually interviewing them to see if it's a good fit for you and where you're trying to take your business, It is really empowering is what I would say. You know, it can sometimes be a little creepy, you know, because they're like, hey, I heard such and such. I'm like, this person don't know me. Oh, they know because they follow us on social media. Okay, I get it, you know. But most of our clients end up becoming long-term friends. We just had date night with one client, and then another client invited us over for expensive wine and cheese the other day, you know. So it creates somewhat of a family, you know. Okay. And we get to work with people who we like to work with, as opposed to just being out there working with whoever. Exactly.
With you, I mean, where you guys are now, what is the goal for the following year? Like, what's the next thing that you're like, we've hit this part, we want to go further?
Well, my wife would tell me that we are good where we are, right? And let's perfect what we are doing right now, which is... But
in this hypothetical world, we'll say...
No. We always going for the moon, baby. We're going for the moon. Community development and education, right? Of inspiring and teaching other DIYers and doers how to make that transition from their garage or wherever their workspace is into the professional world. You know, if you have a passion for what it is that you're doing, how do you get paid for that?
Right.
And we have took the bumps and the bruises and understand the litigation that goes in all that. And so we just want to be of service to other people who have some of the same trajectory as what we've had of taking their passions and turning it into paper.
That's amazing. Chris, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah. You can find us at Reclaim Karma. You can find us everywhere at Reclaim Karma. You can also find Christopher Kairos on all platforms. I just dropped the double album, 16 albums. This is the name of the album right here. You know, but yeah, you can find us everywhere under Reclaimed Karma.
Absolutely amazing. Now we have the missus behind the camera. What you want to come in and say anything at all? He said it all. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much.
She's quite beautiful.
Come on in.
Hello, my dear.
There you go.
Hello.
Hey. What's up?
1%.
51, this is my boss.
Owner.
This is my boss.
You did a great job.
Thank you, boss.
That's why it's Microsoft done for everybody.
That's right.
You did a good job.
Thank you.